episode of the Free Count Out podcast. We are almost there. I realized, like, as soon as I hit record, that this is episode number 40. That's
nice.
You got to realize we've been doing this once a week. We're almost at a full year. We're almost there.
We almost have more than we'll be WrestleMania at this point.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. We're at 40. We're in Philadelphia right now. This is the Philly episode. Hey, speaking of the Philly episode, I'm RFE1.
They're gonna. You normally have a fun little thing. No, you have a fun little thing to say about us. I like fun little things being said about me.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I was full transparency. I was gonna just start going with like famous tag teams, but then Kev showed up. We thought Kev was gonna be late, so I don't have
to bring up the rest of Evolution, here's the other three.
Evolution.
Three other people that like to suck it like DX. Wait, that's not good.
Well, hello. I mean, hey. I got offers to join the Talk to a podcast, but I said, no, please, ladies. You guys are too famous for my blood. So I turned them down, and I'm sticking tried and true to the Three Counting Out podcast. Hi, my name's Jackal.
What about like a guest spot, though?
They said I had to do the bit on air, and I said, if I do, I will actually contract hemorrhoids. So... Let's not and say we did, unfortunately, for that one.
Got it.
I can get hemorrhoids without going on a podcast. Hi, I'm Mike.
Speaking from experience.
He sits on the toilet for too long.
Listen, I like to get my gaming done there.
Gotta get the crosswords.
Hi. I have a degree in Steiner math. I'm FGK.
There we go. That's how you do some intros right there, fellas. Strong work. What was going on this week? I feel like I had a crazy week personally on my side. Had an incident with my partner. I had a very long week at work. So outside of a couple football games, I don't know much of what happened this week. Give me the rundown here.
Well, let's see. Aaron Rodgers almost broke his knee again.
He did.
Let's see. Drew McIntyre needed a gallon of blood.
Drew McIntyre, 16 staples in his head.
Oh, he
probably
looked like
a new lower spine.
That's a shoot, brother.
He looked like Kevin after that nosebleed episode.
Ooh, that's right.
Yeah, CM Punk Rybacked him.
And besides that, the Seahawks lost to the refs. I mean, the Giants.
I say, often confused. I see what you did there.
There's also an entire another AEW pay-per-view on the horizon this Saturday, actually. The day that this comes out, tonight.
Oh,
like that. Very quite possibly, probably, definitely Bryan Danielson's last match.
What is it? What's the pay-per-view?
WrestleDream in Daniel Bryan's home state of Washington at the Tacoma Dome.
Yeah, I feel like this may be.
What better place to get your head caved in by Jon Moxley than your hometown?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we'll get to that. That's the main event of WrestleDream. I guess we'll start with AEW WrestleDream. We'll just get right into it. AEW WrestleDream is happening. There's right now, at the time of this being recorded, 7 published matches on the regular card. If Tony Khan adds more during Dynamite or Collision, God help us all. However, actually, hold on. Speaking of God help us all, we're starting off with hopefully the worst match of the night. Just get that right out the door. In what honestly may be hopefully the heel getting his comeuppance and getting the shit beat out of him. Mark Briscoe, your Ring of Honor World Champion, going up against Chris Jericho with Big Bill and the Bad Apple Brian Keith in a singles match for the Ring of Honor World Championship. This is actually on the regular card of AEW WrestleDream, not on the pre-show.
If Chris Jericho wins the goddamn Ring of Honor Championship. I'm going to shit my pants.
You might want to have some wipes, because honestly, I can't tell you for a fact that that's not going to happen.
I hope Chris Jericho gets the shit beat out of him. I don't like Chris Jericho. I don't like, well, let me rephrase. I don't like this version of Chris Jericho. I think he's annoying, and I think if your character is just, oh, look at how bad television I am. That's just that. Why would you want your character to just be based around being bad on TV? Like it's not helping anybody. Personally, I hope Mark Briscoe whoops his ass. Get some redneck kung fu in there. Shove some fried chicken down his throat. Could be a good time.
How long is it?
Well, how long? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I usually have a computer in front of me, but I don't right now.
Regardless of how long he's been the champion for, as I hope somebody is looking it up, because it's not I, said the fly. I know that Chris Jericho lost a shoot match to Art the Clown in Terrifier 3, so I think he's probably going to lose again. I hope so. It's probably not going to be as bloody as what happened in Terrifier 3, or gory, or gruesome, or any of the sorts. Regardless, give me Jericho losing, and more importantly, Mark Briscoe winning. Shout out Mark Briscoe. Love you, bud.
Mark Briscoe has been the Ring of Honor World Champion since, Supercard of Honor, April 5th.
A couple months.
Okay. I'm not sure if that makes it better or worse. I'm not sure if he's going to hold that for long or...
I mean, it's Ring of Honor. They do whatever the fuck they want, dude.
What?
They're wild
like
card.
to say Mark Briscoe only because, oh, God, but it's Jericho. Oh, God, he held that stupid FTW title for so long.
Well, yeah, but that's because they wanted to actively kill a title, and they did. Yeah. They did a really good job of absolutely.
Yeah, they wanted to embarrass Taz.
Was that really why they did it?
No, probably not. But that's what happened.
I mean, allegedly, no. Probably yes.
They're not trying to do that to the. No, they're not trying to do that to the Ring of Honor title. They wouldn't ever do that.
No. Tony Khan totally loves Ring of Honor. He just didn't buy it just that way he wouldn't have a potential competitor.
Yeah, that's it, and no other reason than that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so hopefully Mark Briscoe walks away with this one. We'll see. Next match on the card here, we have, definitely a murder. There may be a bus involved in this one. Darby Allin versus Brody King. Nothing on the line, just a singles match.
Oh. Give me Brody King. Nothing on the line. Darby's just going to get thrown through everything and maybe a bus, and then he'll lose, and I feel like that's just it. This is just going to be the ooh, and then that's it.
Well, I didn't realize they were 1-1. I thought Brody had just hung him the one time and that was it.
Oh, I didn't know that this was a Logan Paul feud of hanging things. Oh boy! All right, you know what? I mean, give me Darby to drive a bus down to the ring and take out Brody King. Come on, Darby! I want to see it happen.
God, that should be his new finisher.
What?
Just a fucking
bus?
a Greyhound.
Yeah, he just drives the Greyhound and either lures him out of the stadium and hits him with the bus, or he drives that Greyhound right down the ring.
God, that'd be insane. Me personally, I'm a giant House of Black fan, and I love Brody King. He's a crazy man. He barks at people. He's a giant fucker. Look at him. You don't want to fight him. I don't want to fight him. Personally, I hope Brody King just this needs to be his opportunity to shine, because I feel like Brody King has always been a background character since he's been in AEW, but he really has the opportunity to be this giant fucking monster, and he's had some really good work when he was, well, I guess it was kind of adjacently with House of Black when Sky Blue was goth, but he was with Sky Blue and he was with Julia Hart over on Collision while he had a broken wrist or broken arm, broken forearm, something in his arm was broken. That's why he had a cast on, but he was kind of like there, with them at ringside, and he had a little bit more character, and he was good. And I feel like House of Black, they want to be these big stars. They should be these big stars, but you can't just have them be, it's fun to have them be presented as scary dark goth demons that wear cool masks and stuff like that, but also there needs to be some level of humanity to them, so that way they can feasibly lose matches, and they don't have to lose cleanly. If there's some humanity to them, you can play with that part of their character and have them lose because of a run-in or something like that, where it doesn't necessarily make them look weak. So I hope that this is, because especially since there's nothing on the line, Darby is, he's one of those guys where it doesn't matter if he wins or loses. He only gives a shit about the giant spot. And I think Brody King is more than willing to give him the spot where I think Brody King is going to be the bus in this situation.
Oh, no.
He's going to drive the bus.
Yeah, he's actually going to wear Greyhound-inspired gear to the ring. And, it's...
If that happens, I'm going to figure out which one of them is listening to us.
Iris, let us do interviews. Please. We'll work for you. Come on, man.
I'll be a lot better than RJ City.
Who?
Yeah, you can like FGK said, take it, please. It's free domain. It's free real estate. It's all yours.
Oh.
I'll get AEW written on my ass and walk around like that if I have to. It's fine.
Oh? Yeah, but what about your pick, though?
Who do you want to win the match?
Not as important, guys. I'm trying to work out a deal here.
Sorry.
Mike's trying to get hired.
Mike.
You'd be like, why do you have an AEW tattoo on your ass? Don't worry about it.
No reason. Leave me alone. How about that? You like how he still hasn't said his pick yet?
I
waiting.
mean, I did. Before
Did you?
Guys, but that's okay. Nobody listens to me. It's fine.
Well, honestly, we all stopped listening after you asked them.
I was too busy thinking about Mike's butt.
Yeah.
It's the four of us. It's a lot of voices this week.
Here's an easy one, right? Who gave up their main event spot to John Moxley? Darby Allin did.
Kenny Omega.
Oh.
No,
Where is he
Omega
been? Where has he been? Where has he been?
Knees
Kenny
and back or
Omega
whatever.
dying of diverticulitis.
Yeah, that one.
Were you about to say again?
No, I did say again.
Oh, all right.
I mean, yeah, that's how the disease works, Kev. Yeah.
He's
gonna
hear
have
Mike,
it for the
but
rest
I
of his
heard
life.
But yeah, I mean, Darby gave up his main event spot to John Moxley.
Mm-hmm.
So if they make him give up that spot and have him lose this match, I don't know what he did to piss somebody off, but geez.
Well, he dodged the bus is what he did.
Bus.
What else is there?
So the next match here, speaking of people that might get AEW tattoos, the Scapegoat, Jack Perry, defending his AEW TNT Championship against Katsuyori Shibata. I feel like this is probably going to be a Jack Perry win.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good match, though. I mean, Shibata's not one to have a bad match. There is some history there between Jack Perry and Shibata as well. There's another reason why I think Jack Perry is going to win, but we'll get to that later.
I'm actually going to say I'm agree. I think Jack Perry's going to retain. I mean, not knowing shit behind their feud, or if there even is a feud, or if there's just history.
Just the history.
If from what I'm already guessing, Daniel Bryan dropping his title, I don't see this as the night of, switching belts. So therefore, I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah, I think we can all be in agreement there that Jack Perry is probably going to retain. It's going to be a good match, but he's going to retain.
Yeah.
Just because Mike said that now, give me Katsuyori Shibata bread. I'm pulling for him, baby. Come on! Knock off the Scapegoat.
Did you call him Shibata bread?
No. Maybe.
No.
Who wants to know?
Well, maybe one of the three men in this next match wants to know, because the next match on the card here is a three-way match for the AEW Flippy Dippy International Championship. That's right. We got Will Ospreay. We got Konosuke Takeshita. And finally, we have Ricochet on an AEW pay-per-view. Well, I guess he was on the last pay-per-view, so I guess it's not finally. But fuck it, who cares? But yeah, we have Will Ospreay, Ricochet, and Konosuke Takeshita in a match.
Is Ospreay the
wild,
great match,
current holder?
Yeah, Ospreay's current champ. Yeah.
Okay. I'm still pissed that it's not the United States belt anymore. But besides that, oh god, I don't know. Is he going to get it this early? I don't think so. He's. I saw him going to Japan and going all over the town doing flippy shit.
He did go to Japan. Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Ricochet's making the rounds again. He's on the indies.
Yeah, I feel like he's just making his rounds. So I feel like give Ospreay the retain, but I feel like down the line he'll lose. He'll lose it somewhere else. He's not going to lose it tonight or Saturday or whatever. He'll lose it later.
Yeah, Ospreay seems to be fine with giving up a title, though. I mean, he dropped it pretty quick to MJF. I don't think Ricochet wins. In fact, I hope, because it's been too long, that it's Konosuke Takeshita winning the belt, because he deserves one. He's been without one for far too long, and it seems like they're splitting up the Don Callis family anyways.
Give me the greatest WWE speed champion of all time. Ricochet comes in hot off his push. AEW is going to care about him for the next 6 to 9 months. He's going to get injured. He's going to get put on the shelf for like half a year. He's going to come back and he's going to be very lukewarm compared to where he is now. Just like everybody else who's made the transition. Damn. They haven't broken the cycle yet, so I'm going to stick with that goddamn pick and confidently say Ricochet.
That's
all right.
A really good, thoughtful answer. I would also like to say that you really drug out the speed championship. I thought you were going to say the best speaker in WWE, and I was about to be like, ooh.
No. The best speaker in WWE is his better half. But me personally, I think probably Will Ospreay is going to retain here. I don't understand why Tony Khan wouldn't keep doing Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. And I think as long as there is a title in that picture, you can kind of keep Ricochet going at Will Ospreay as often as he wants. Ricochet doesn't always need to go after Will Ospreay either. As long as the title stays on Ospreay, he can be a goal and a target. Maybe Ricochet can't get it done here. Maybe Will Ospreay pins Konosuke Takeshita. Ricochet doesn't even get pinned. He's not even involved in it. He goes off, he does something else for another month. Next, 2 pay-per-views, 3 pay-per-views later, maybe we get Will Ospreay versus Ricochet again. That's when Ricochet comes up on top. So, I don't know. But I feel like probably Will Ospreay is gonna retain there, because there's a lot more money to be made there, and I feel like that's where Tony Khan wants to be.
The one thing I don't want them to do, I just don't want them to spam it. Like, I don't want like a best of 7 series between Will Ospreay and Ricochet. Like, let's not blow our load on the viral clips just yet. Yeah. Like, let's let it breathe for a second before you do 8, 9, 10 matches. But
as long as you have a healthy Ricochet and a healthy Will Ospreay, nobody gives a shit if there's anything on the line. You can put them together because they have good matches. And AEW has been very upfront recently. We talked about it last episode. We'll talk about it again. They kind of don't care about... They do want their to-be story, but at the same time, they're going for a different demographic than WWE. They're not necessarily entertainment in the WWE sense of entertainment. So, athletic, entertaining stuff, the flips and all of that, people like it and people want to watch it, and these two dudes do it the best. So I don't understand why you wouldn't keep getting more money out of that. One thing that I do hope AEW does a little bit differently is I hope that this match This next match, I hope, is a reset for their dead tag team division. That's right. The AEW tag team division, the one that used to be better than any other one around, is fucking dead. Because, yet again, we have the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, in a match defending their tag team championships. They've had no other defenses in between this. They've just held on to them. They're working the Roman Reigns schedule. But they are going up against a team that beat them before. 5 years ago, we had the Young Bucks versus Private Party on a very new AEW. And the Private Party was this very new up-and-coming tag team, and they beat the Young Bucks. And so, 5 years later, do the Private Party still have it? I think they do. And I think this is AEW's opportunity to capitalize on how popular Private Party is. Listen, in terms of AEW tag teams, Mike, probably.
Okay, I guess that's like saying you're the prettiest meth user.
Right, exactly. Listen, it's a low bar, but also think about Private Party. Think about how popular like they used to be, right at their peak. If they can get back up to that with the championships, they can these guys can take it back up there. And it's an opportunity not only for them to grow, but for the championships to grow as well. And hopefully to get some fucking life and literal youth back into this AEW tag team division.
Give me Private Party. I want the Bucks to lose. They never hired me when I begged for a job last time. Fuck them.
That's right. Gary Grudge is here.
The wrong end.
Only because you're right. They are on the Roman Reigns schedule. Man, those part-timers seem to always find a way of winning. I'll tell you. Give me the Young Bucks.
Oh,
ass kisser. Ass kisser.
Boo.
Corporate Kev.
I'm not happy.
Chill.
Corporate guy Kev.
Oh no.
I hope I'm wrong, but I'm probably not.
Well, and I think Era said it before, maybe, where they work a part-time schedule because they can, because they're better than everybody else.
Yeah, so they think so.
So they say.
I think it would be a hell of a random play to all of a sudden have Private Party beat them for literally no reason.
But that's what happened 5 years ago. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I mean. It'd be great. It would be. It would be great. I hope that happens. Do I think that happens? No. Young Bucks. The Bucks of youth.
Why did Mike not get booed? What the fuck?
Oh, you talking to me?
But no, I'm contractually bound. I can't.
Hey,
if it goes Young Bucks, everybody's like, oh, yeah, fucking asshole. Mike says Young Bucks go.
Well, because you're an ass kisser.
Well, and also, Mike broke my jaw last week by trying to pin me, and I don't want to piss him off again.
It's true.
My jaw's wired open right now.
I'll throw a bonus pick in here. I think Private Party steals the Young Bucks pump up Reeboks.
Everything it cut out for me. So the Young Bucks what?
I said I think
redacted.
I said I think Private Party steals the Young Bucks Reeboks.
Oh my!
I think like while Private Party celebrating, like the Young Bucks will be rolling around on the ring in pain, throwing a temper tantrum, and then Private Party will just steal their shoes.
Oh, their shoes!
Yeah,
the Reeboks, the Reebok pumps.
Definitely not what I thought you were talking about.
Oh,
they reach down, they grab the tongue, they squeeze it, it pumps them up. It's like what John Cena had.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I just
John Cena never had signature Reebok pumps, but the Young Bucks do.
Yeah,
I mean, but you know,
John Cena also hasn't had any bitch-made mutton chops like an asshole, so I don't want to hear it.
That's a good point.
Those mutton chops are weak as fuck. I don't care. Those are little bitch-made mutton chops. You're listening to this one. You should have given me a job, Matt and Nick. I think your mutton chops look like shit. Fuck you.
Damn.
Hitting them right in the mutton chops.
Laying down the law.
I don't honestly expect them to come back from this.
Well, they'll probably win and just go away for a while and be like, yep, we're tag champs in our own company. We did it. We have terrible facial hair.
Well, they have terrible facial hair. They also have terrible choices. And whether it was the Young Bucks that booked this or Tony Khan, I have no idea. But they have terrible choice as well. Because unfortunately, this match that we do know about, we don't know all about. We know half about. Or 2/4 about. I don't know. I don't
2
know.
7/8 and 5 9/9. I think it's a confident number.
You know, Kev, you said you were good at
bleeding.
Steiner math in the beginning, so I'll take that. But for the AEW Women's World Championship, we have Mariah May, the champion. That we know. She's going to be in a match. We don't know against who. We have two options. Okay. We now, by the time this episode is out, we know who it is because this is going to be determined in a number one contender match for the title on the special edition Title Tuesday of Dynamite that they're doing on the 8th. I didn't know Dynamite was on Tuesday this week.
I believe it is because of baseball. MLB has a good partnership with TBS.
Sure, why not? Anyway, it's going to be either Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, or Willow Nightingale. Personally, I think if this is Britt Baker, I think Britt needs a championship around her as quickly as possible. Mariah May did basically just win this title in the grand scheme of things, so it would be quick. But Britt's also extremely, extremely popular. She's the only reason why they sold out Pittsburgh. If Tony Khan doesn't put a title around her and doesn't let her just run with the women's division like he did with Toni Storm, then I don't understand why he's not taking that option. That being said, it could be Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale would be a good challenger for Mariah May. She would be somebody who has some, has some reputability behind her, someone who's gotten a push recently, going up against Chris Statlander. I don't know if Willow could beat Mariah May. Well, I think Willow could beat Mariah May. I don't know if Willow would beat Mariah May at a pay-per-view where Mariah May just won her championship not too long ago. So if it's Willow Nightingale, I have to go with Mariah May.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, Kev, do you know who anybody in this match is?
Yeah, I know Masterson and Jane Goodall.
Yeah.
Jane Goodall? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Jane Goodall, known AEW wrestler.
Don't tell Tony Storm.
Known performer.
Give me... I'm so confused. So one of the two is going to be in the match decided tonight, or this triple threat?
Well, tonight's Monday.
So this is going to be a singles match. So Mariah May is the women's world champion right now, okay?
Okay.
So she's going to be defending the title. The contender, the number one contender, is going to be decided on Dynamite, which is on Tuesday this week. And it's going to be either Britt Baker or Willow Nightingale going to face Mariah May on Saturday.
Give me Baker because she knows who Adam Cole is.
Perfect reasoning. Love it.
She is very familiar with Adam Cole. That is true. Mr. Shattered obliterated ankle chugs
Is he
himself.
back yet?
I thought he was,
but then he wasn't.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
That Undisputed Kingdom was around for about a cup of coffee, and then Adam Cole and Wardlow both just fucked right off again.
Let's put it this way.
All right.
Jackal, let me put it to you this way. Adam
Yes.
Cole is very involved in AEW games with Evil Uno, and Chugs is live on Twitch right now.
As we speak. So he is not really concerned with a wrestling ring at this very moment.
I think he is concerned with the wrestling. I don't know if it's a medical thing or what. Like, he's obviously still trying to be involved with AEW, right? He's involved with the gaming stuff. And that is, to be fair, I watch that stuff. It is very entertaining. And Evil Uno is fucking hilarious. But
he is. We need more of that on TV.
Yeah, please give that man a mic and like don't have him cut shitty promos. But like, I don't know what's going on with Adam Cole. I hope he comes back soon. That's all I can say, because I don't know what's going on with him. And like, you never want to. I don't want to. There's no speculation out about there at all. There's nothing. It's just like, yeah, Adam Cole's just doing his thing. All right.
I want to jump the gun to the main event, but I will say a really good main event at like peak performance. Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson would be that'd be a barn burner.
That would be. Before we go to the main event, let's get the rest of these picks.
For the women's match, I think Tony Khan is actually going to scrap all of that and insert Mercedes Moné into the match again. Mercedes Moné wins because she is the CEO. She is the boss. Yeah. She owns everything. Opulence. Good for her. Amazing. Sasha Banks wins it all because she is our Lord and Savior, Sasha Christ.
Don't
Amen.
give them ideas. They're going to make that shirt.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm still upset about them not hiring me, so I'm going to give them bad ideas.
If AEW puts out a shirt that says Sasha Christ, we're going to have a chat.
I'm going to sue.
Because as soon as we put this episode out, that technically means that like we have ownership of it if we were to go to copyright court. Because as long as you start using it first, you get it.
I mean, to be fair, that shirt would kind of work because, in essence, people do say that. They just say it differently. They don't say it like that, like a name.
They just go, "Oh, Sasha Christ!"
That is usually how I say. That is usually what I say about our matches.
Christ.
Well, she's not in this match, so who do you have in this match that we know of?
Jump in himself when he started talking.
Listen, if Tony Khan jumps in the match himself and wins the Women's World Championship, we'll talk next week. All right, but what do you?
Mariah May to be different. There you go.
Hey, Mariah May's a good choice. She's recently won, probably going to retain.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta assume it's gonna be Mariah May retaining. Otherwise, that's a quick fucking turnaround for a belt.
She also still hasn't done her championship celebration that she keeps talking about every week.
Ooh.
Nobody knows what it is. She just said she's gonna have a championship celebration, but then she goes, "But not here, not in this city." And then, and that's just that every single week.
Well, Nigel's gonna pass out whenever he sees it.
if Mariah May blows Nigel McGuinness one more kiss, he may break Bryan Danielson's
I'm so glad
neck.
you said one more kiss in that sentence. You took a really long breath there.
if Mariah May blows Nigel McGuinness, pause.
And that's it. That's it.
That's all he wants.
I would also be quite startled if that happened.
What's that next match, Poppy? Give it to me good and strong.
We talking about Nigel McGuinness. We can't talk about Nigel McGuinness without talking about his arch enemy and the man that he
time. Oh,
huh?
Time.
Did
Huh?
you say time?
Yes. It's a bad joke.
Mike's old. It happens to men his age.
There was a Discord delay there, and it messed up the timing of that joke, and I'm so sorry. But anyway, we could bring back the bust out your plastic bags, get out your body bags and your couple yards of rope, because we're gonna need it. In last time these two dudes were in a ring together, Jon Moxley tried to literally kill him. Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley with Marina Shafir at ringside. a singles match for the AEW World Championship. Marina Shafir, never afraid to punch a man in the face.
True.
Jon Moxley, never afraid to, I guess, attempt murder on his friend the last time he was on an AEW pay-per-view.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what friends do. And hey, important note about this, Bryan Danielson, like all of his matches, this is for the AEW World Championship and his career, and they are in the Tacoma Dome in Bryan Danielson's home state of Washington. I think we may legitimately see Bryan Danielson actually get killed off here. I don't know how. I don't know if there's going to be another plastic bag. I don't know if Jon Moxley is going to pull out a fucking gun at this point. But listen.
He's not Arn Anderson.
Hey, Arn Anderson's with WWE now. We know he can't run in. Okay, but we can't rule the clock out because Jon Moxley likes Arn Anderson. You know, look at Jon Moxley telling me he's not packing. All right, I'm willing to. If anybody in a wrestling ring were to pull out a gun, it would be either Darby Allin against Brody King or
Eddie Kingston.
Well, Eddie Kingston's at home. Eddie Kingston's chilling on the couch
For now.
Darby Allin wouldn't pull up the 9. He'd pull out like the keys to the Greyhound.
Darby Allin would pull out a gun. It'd be his only form of self-defense. It'd be like, but I guess it'd be like shooting a grizzly bear at that point, though. It probably wouldn't really do much except piss him off.
I feel like we're getting off track.
Oh yeah, 100%. But Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. I feel like legitimately. I'm a fan of Bryan Danielson. I really like Bryan Danielson. I think anybody would know that if they listened to this podcast. This is Bryan Danielson's last match, 100%. This is, not only does Bryan Danielson need neck surgery, for real, it's not a wrestling thing, he needs neck surgery. Listen, the reason why Darby Allin lost his main event spot and then Bryan Danielson had a match anyway with Nigel McGuinness is because Bryan Danielson realized that he only had a couple of weeks left. I'm willing to bet. Nobody online has said that. I'm willing to bet that's why they rushed it in there. Because Nigel McGuinness versus Bryan Danielson, if you're a fan of Bryan Danielson's career, is something that you've waited for so long. It pisses me off that they rushed that. So that's the only way I can rationalize that rushing something that would be as that would have been AEW's version of fucking Sting versus Undertaker. Like that, those are two people that in their style of wrestling, in their craft, are the absolute fucking best. And like the fact that they rushed that means that Bryan Danielson was told by a doctor, you only have 2 matches left. You only have 3 matches left. I think when he was given the championship, I don't think he was given that timeline yet. I think Bryan Danielson knew that timeline. I don't think Tony Khan wanted to accept that timeline. I think as soon as a doctor said that, Tony Khan was forced to jam as many matches down our throats as possible. And I wholeheartedly, 100% feel that this is going to be Jon Moxley, 100% a man who could beat Bryan Danielson. We just watched him try to kill him last week, or 2 weeks ago, or whatever. Like, 100% can beat Bryan Danielson. A man who's been the AEW World Champion time and time again. Every single time he's done amazing with it. There's no reason why Tony Khan, faced with, I need to get this title off Bryan as quickly as possible, as safely as possible, Jon Moxley.
I also think Jon Moxley, just honestly for the simple fact of all of that you said, with his neck being broken and everything, to be a good match in his hometown. Moxley is a good one to drop it to. If it was like anyone else, I'd be like, I don't know. But it makes sense with him. You know, he's been like
Anybody
the
else?
AEW champion like 3 times already.
Mm-hmm.
It all makes sense.
I only want Bryan Danielson to lose if Nigel McGuinness stands up and cheers for the loss after it. Now, that being said, they are also teasing that Mox's group has a leader that's not Jon Moxley.
But he was the...
Money, 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 money.
No.
Tell you, man, it's going to be Shane.
Oh God, Stephanie McMahon back to pin Daniel Bryan.
Well, it makes me wonder if Mox is going to beat him or whoever the leader of this group is, and we just don't know who that is yet.
That would be kind of cool though if they did that.
He was done at the end of the year, and he said that even when he said his neck surgery thing, he also said he was wrestling through the end of the year. So unless he said this is my last match in AEW and I'm still wrestling elsewhere.
He also said that before he got slammed on his head.
No, he said that after too.
Well, maybe he was confused. Maybe he tooed himself.
Maybe he to it himself. It's possible. Maybe he CT to it himself. And Bryan Danielson with a flying headbutt, very possible.
I think him going out to Mox is a good friendship way to go out. I don't think they would have needed to do the turn though. But he also seems like a guy that would prefer to put over a younger, up and coming person. So I don't know. Give me Bryan Danielson just to be.
Ooh, I like what Mike said because that leads into my pick. Bryan Danielson's about to lose. Jon Moxley's got another fucking Walmart shopping bag about ready to suffocate a man to death again. But what's this? Bryan Danielson starts doing the smart, reasonable thing that I forgot of just reaching up and fucking tearing the plastic bag open by his mouth so he can breathe. But oh no, he kind of peels something on his face. He takes his hands under the little peel. I think it's a mask. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, it's a mask. He's been wearing a mask this whole time. He rips the mask off to reveal Daniel Bryan with the power of the Yes Movement on his side. He finds a way to beat Jon Moxley. The Yes Movement going absolutely crazy in buttfuck nowhere, Washington, in the Tacoma Dome, whatever, doesn't matter, as Daniel Bryan remains strong, remains my hero.
I hate to tell you, Bryan Danielson may not be able to do the yes chants anymore.
Oh, no.
So, a year and a half ago, Bryan Danielson tried to trademark yes, yes, yes for wrestling entertainment purposes. And it takes a while for these trademarks to go through. WWE caught wind of that because it got posted on Twitter, like all these fucking wrestling trademarks do. And WWE filed to trademark it. Like I said before, when we publish this episode, if AEW were ever make a Sasha Christ t-shirt, we could legitimately come after them because as soon as we publish this episode, it's our idea. Well, WWE has Bryan Danielson doing yes, yes, yes in WWE long before he ever did it in AEW. So WWE owns yes, yes, yes. Now, Bryan Danielson has been doing it anyway, but you can't really stop a wrestling crowd, but also, is it okay to egg them on? Who knows? I really don't think anything's going to come of that. He's probably still going to give him a chance. But there's a little bit of controversy towards the end of his career.
If he's done wrestling, I don't know why he would need it trademarked, but...
Well, he was trying to trademark it like a year ago.
Trademark laws are confusing things.
Yeah. They are.
Probably just wants to sell some shit if I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, take a little extra cash.
Yeah, trying to make some extra cash on the side. Just like Ilya Dragunov trying to make a little bit extra cash on the side because he's going to be sidelined for 6 to 9 months. Tore his ACL.
Oh, Ilya Dragunov OnlyFans coming up. Okay.
I don't know about that.
I'm about it. I can get behind it.
Picks.
But hey, Ilya Dragunov, not the only injury in the WWE because there was a little PLE this weekend called Bad Blood. You may have heard of it. I don't know if you're aware, but it featured one of their top stars getting hit in the head with a toolbox. You had to get 16 stitches.
Akira. I didn't know he was on the card.
Not Akira Tozawa. No. Actually, opening up the match with opening up the card with a Hell in a Cell match turns out very, very, very violent of a match. So violent, in fact, that people were 100% convinced that WWE was using fake blood in the Hell in a Cell match until Drew McIntyre got 16 stitches in the top of his head after he was, staples in the top of his head after he was hit in the head with a real fucking toolbox from CM Punk. Yeah, CM Punk, the guy that went after Ryback for dumping him on concrete, hits Drew McIntyre in the head with an obviously unprotected shot from a fucking real toolbox, splitting him open.
Now,
what a tool.
I don't know if you saw the pictures, but it literally looks like they stapled his head back together again. Like, it looked like he was almost scalped. Because it was straight down the center like he's a Frankenstein monster.
Yeah. But hey, good news. Hell in a Cell is back in the WWE because this match, listen, we only trust the top sources here on the 3 Counting Out podcast. And we go for match ratings. I don't give a fuck about Dave Meltzer. I go to Tony Khan's favorite source of truth, cagematch.com. Cagematch.com gave this match, it's all like community feedback and stuff there. Cagematch.com gave this match 9.3 out of 10, making it the match of the year on cagematch.com.
Wow.
This is the highest rated match of 2024. This is the number 21 all-time match in WWE's entire rating history on Cage Match. So this was a literal classic to open Bad Blood. I said it last week. I'll say it again. I don't know why the fuck this wasn't your main event.
Oh, so you're saying it only got worse from there?
It got worse real fucking quick with the worst fucking Hurricane Rana I have ever seen. I thought Scott Steiner had a bad one. No. Nia Jax has an even worse one. The Hurricanaya. The Hurricanaya. Corey Graves called it. Michael Cole's commentary line after she hits a Hurricane Rana on Bayley. Michael Cole, actually, this is just summing up the entire match. I'm sorry. Michael Cole said, quote, "That was odd."
Oh my God, that was great.
Listen, Nia Jax versus Bayley. Probably Nia Jax's best match yet, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
I don't know, man.
It was a shit show of a match, but my God, it's like it was like a train wreck. It was like, you can't look away. And hey, credit to Bayley because all of that was Bayley.
Yeah. Let's see. Notable spots was the Hurricane Rana, the
Hurricane Rana. That was it.
That was an obvious, and I mean capitalized obvious, not Samoan drop. That.
How do you fuck up a Samoan drop when you're Nia Jax?
They both go flat. They stop moving, and then Nia just gets up and pins her, and Michael goes, never mind.
Nia Jax literally related to The Rock. Nia could be part of the bloodline, the Samoan bloodline. How the fuck do you fuck up a Samoan drop?
By being Nia Jax?
That's probably one thing you should get right.
But hey, the Hurricane Nia,
and then
dude, she should pull that out every fucking match. That was awesome.
New finisher, and then the Undertaker, her Undertaker,
the Undertaker setup. Yeah, because spoiler alert, it's Tiffy time. Tiffy tried to cash in. Unfortunately, she did not. She didn't actually get the cash in.
She was just running down to the ring to help her out.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was just running down to help out Nia Jax while Nia Jax was on the ground and Bayley was on the ground. And she went up to Jessica Carr and went, "I'm trying to cash in my Money in the Bank contract." And then, boom, cut to Nia Jax, and she does the Undertaker sit-up. The most funniest shit I have ever seen is Nia Jax hitting the Undertaker sit-up, stare and all. Like, literally, like Undertaker spot. Looks at Tiffy, and Tiffany's just like, "All right, nah, I was joking. I wasn't trying to come here to help you.
Just joshing.
Look, it's a briefcase. It's a weapon." And she tries to hit Bayley, and they fight. But yeah, that was a great spot. That was hilarious.
I hope after this is done, let's give Bayley a break, give her a vacation, Give her something.
Yeah.
I don't need a best of 3 with Bailey and Nia.
No, this didn't need a best of 2, honestly.
I will say my only thing is that I'm not sold on the name on a Hurricanaya. Just at this point, just call it Hurricane Nia. Although it's a little mistimed at the moment with everything going on down south, I think Hurricane Nia rolls a lot easier off the tongue.
Well, I don't think it was supposed to be a Hurricane Rana.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was supposed to be. I think that's exactly what it was supposed to be. And she had her legs in for balance instead of out, and so it just turned into the goofiest power bomb and Bailey flipped herself moment.
It looks bad because she literally got power bombed, and then Bailey just does a front flip.
Listen, it was Bailey giving Nia a bump, is what it was.
Yeah,
it was Bailey going, "Don't worry, I'll fall down, so it looks like you did a move." But yeah, I mean, the one takeaway from this match, in my opinion, because again, Bailey carried this entire thing. My one problem with Bailey, there's nothing there. Right now, there's nothing there. She's having these matches because she's trying to get her title back, but they're not giving her any story besides the fact of she's a competitor in the WWE. Like, when she had Damage Control, she had people around her. She had these backstage segments. She had this stuff. Now, she's friends with Naomi, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Anything else besides that?
No, that's it. That's it. And their backstage segments are literally just, you ready for your match tonight? Yeah, I'm ready. I'm going to show them. Yeah, you fuck them up. Yeah, I'm going to fuck them up. Yeah, and then they cut the commercial. Like, it's not like the spotlight that she had on her during Damage Control versus like and she should have every spotlight on her right now, right? Like, again, she's in a match for the fucking WWE Women's Championship, but she's just a challenger.
Well, so again, I firmly believe the WWE only knows how to do one women's storyline at a time, and right now they're working on Tiff, with that briefcase, so that threw them all off. They're like, wait, we have to have a match that doesn't involve her? Shit.
Yeah, she is very much a side character. And speaking of side characters, the battle of side characters, the crowd goes mild for Finn Balor. In Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Listen, this was a Judgment Day match. Nothing special about it. We were hoping that there was going to be a little bit of tease of the demon with Finn, and he did have some black face paint on underneath one eye. That was it. I don't get why this match could have been on Raw.
This match didn't need a.
This could have been on Raw.
Match was a pay-per-view, and we're only the good ones. This was not the one.
Yeah, there could have been a better match here.
Fine.
All right, it was fine.
I've seen worse.
It was good.
Especially earlier that night.
Listen, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, they have that history. Like they've even going all the way back to NXT. They had great matches there. So it was a good match. It really was. It was a Judgment Day match. It had the run-ins you were expecting. It is what it is. A match that at least, yes, this was technically a Judgment Day match, but had a lot more to it than Balor and Priest. We'll jump right into Liv versus Rhea.
Hold on a second, because you missed two big things. One, we have a big, nasty blood money belt. I mean, Saudi Arabia belt.
Oh, right,
and two, Goldberg is back. Thank God that old geriatric fuck's going to wrestle again.
Hopefully he's not back. For the record, Fightful did clarify he's only under a Legends contract. It's not that was just last night. Or just Saturday night.
So everybody that they showed in the crowd signed Legends contracts that night,
including DDP. That's why they were all there. But so to clarify, Goldberg, as far as we are aware right now, this is before Monday Night Raw, so who knows? But Goldberg is he was just there. Gunther wanted to call him out. They wanted to get a little bit of, get him a little bit of a rub, getting a little bit of he was there. They used him.
If that match happens, I'm punching myself in the face for the whole match to feel something.
Yeah.
Please.
It won't be long because Mike, you'll probably punch yourself twice. It's going to be 30 seconds long because he can't do any longer.
Well, if you want to feel something, you can just put yourself in Dominic Mysterio's shoes, who was in a shark cage above the, well, they say above the ring, but really above the entranceway during the match of Liv versus Rhea. Dominic Mysterio, apparently afraid of heights. As Triple H put it during the press conference, Dom is afraid of heights, probably more afraid now. Also afraid of kendo sticks and chains and probably piñatas. Because in this match, well, he did not say and women. But in this match, while Liv and Rhea were honestly having an absolute fucking classic, listen, for a moment, I thought Dom almost fucking died. I thought he fell for real. The cage of the shark, the door of the shark cage opened up, and then, you know, it was like, oh, is it supposed to happen? Was it not? You know, Corey Graves is making jokes like, oh, he picked the lock, and Michael Cole is like, he's gonna fall. He's gonna fall out of the fucking cage. Like, what? And then, you know, he's 20 feet up in the air. He's gonna break his neck, whatever. And then during the match, Dominic Mysterio inches closer to the cage. And I mean, listen, obviously looking back at it in retrospect, he was very safely harnessed in on his ankle. Very, very good stunt. But Dominic Mysterio falls out of the cage, falls out of the front of the shark cage, and dangles in front of Rhea Ripley, a chain holding him around his ankle. Rhea Ripley goes and grabs a kendo stick and starts beating Dominic Mysterio like a fucking piñata. It was hilarious.
I did not see the end of this match, but I heard it was great.
Oh yeah. There was a little bit of fuckery.
They took number one. I wish this would have just been a straight up match because they did do a good job
it was
with
great.
each other. They have really good chemistry.
And they've had so many matches with each other that they have counters for their moves.
But again, of course, when you have two women on Raw, they have to be fighting over a man. Them's the rules.
Correct. Yeah.
And then you have this really, really great fucking match, and then you absolutely shit out the ending. Clearly, the ending was supposed to be she snuck in, Raquel Rodriguez coming back, sneaking in to attack Rhea and have Liv pin her. Except sneaking in, she did not. Bull through China Shop, more likely. And right in front of the fucking ref, literally standing next to the ref, attacks Rhea.
Is that the one where her only thing is I have a back and that's it?
Yeah.
That's
the back one. Oh,
yeah.
Boy, yay!
No, all right. So also, to preface this whole thing, when she showed up, zero noise.
People were audibly confused.
There wasn't even like one person that was like, "Yay!" It was just nothing.
It was. You could see the confusion on everybody's face in the crowd.
So
you could see.
I blame the crowd for most of the aura of the whole night because they cheered for like Cody and Roman and Jimmy, and I think that's it.
Wow.
I also, who fucking cares about Dwayne? Fuck him. I blame Raquel for whatever the fuck she was supposed to do that she clearly did wrong, and then the ref clearly also not being in the right fucking spot. Like, it was just a disaster, and she ends it with powerbombing Rhea, putting Liv on top of her, realizing, oh geez, taking her back off of her, and then helping her to her feet to raise her hand.
Yeah, the fact that she still went for she still put Liv into the pin, like she still dragged her over to the pin, counted to 3, which I guess maybe that saves it in the eyes of a video package, you know, like story-wise, she was, I still had you pinned, blah, 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 you know, whatever, but, I don't know, I feel like, I mean, obviously, you know, Raquel was in the wrong spot, but surely the ref knew that this was going to go down, right? Like, well, that's you have to tell the ref, hey, turn around at this point. Right, like, if you know this is going to happen and you go, oh, shit, they're doing the thing. I'm not supposed to see this. Let me turn around. Like, dude, it's WWE. Just turn around. Like,
Such a dumb fucking...
Yeah.
Like, you have a great match, and then you're just like, well, time to ruin that in 30 seconds.
And this was supposed to end with Liv pinning Rhea Ripley. It was supposed to be a recorded win for Liv Morgan. I mean, I guess the DQ gets the point across as well, but something like that. It's not really going to change their outlook. I assume they're just going to not really mention that it ever happened.
The one I just want to add in real quick before we move on, to add to Mike's point, this is also WWE's fault because they planned out a return for someone with the last name of Rodriguez to happen in the heart of Atlanta. You easily could have done Bad Blood in like Dallas, in fucking Austin, in fucking Corpus Christi, because they have a goddamn hard-on for going there. You do it in any other city that's not Atlanta, she gets a much bigger pop. Regardless,
Atlanta.
We'll move on. Yeah.
Speaking of hot Atlanta, we had some hot rumors and some hot returns in the main event.
Yeah, we did.
We walked in, Cody and Roman versus the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. And hey, credit to Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, your new WWE champion or tag team champs over on SmackDown. So they, WWE or Bloodline walked into this weekend kind of carrying gold a little bit. And the question was, were they going to get this dub over Cody and Roman? We also entered this match with returns of a quote big guy that was given to Cody. Pat McAfee and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes was on Pat McAfee a couple days ago, and after the show was off air, Pat put a video up, like a clip up on Twitter, and it was him talking to Cody, and he's like, "Hey, I heard there's going to be a big guy returning this weekend," and Cody's response was, "Which big guy?" So it kind of locked in that somebody was coming back this week, and we saw two returns. Jimmy Uso, no Yeet, or I guess maybe Yeet now, since he's obviously a face. He's again signing with Roman Reigns. The status quo doesn't change with him, but also the return of The Rock, the final boss, still carrying the People's Championship that was given to him when he inducted somebody into the Hall of Fame.
It's Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, right. Mm-hmm, right, yeah, because that's who can give him a WWE Championship. Yeah. Rock also,
he's done.
Yeah, Rock also came back just to steal the limelight, because all he did when he came back was this is at the end of everything, right? And when he came back, the music hits, he comes out, he puts his hand up in the air, he counts to 3, 1, 2, 3, he makes a slashing motion at his throat, points vaguely towards the ring, I guess to leave it open-ended, and then walked away. And that was Rock.
Okay.
And
thank God he signed his own paychecks, because that's the easiest
You're right.
that man
You're right, Mike. That's not all he did.
He went and talked shit.
Yeah, he talked shit to the WWE production trucks. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
yeah, he walked around. He found a truck that had a picture of Dusty Rhodes on it.
No,
he was talking shit to the trucks.
No, he found it. So you know how the trucks have like faces on them? He found a truck that had Dusty Rhodes' face on it, and he said, "Dusty, I love you, but I hate your son." And then he also found one with John Cena, and he said, "Fruity Pebble looking ass."
Damn, got him.
Yeah, got him. Rocky's
meanwhile,
back,
on the
baby.
exact opposite side of those trucks, Cody Rhodes was getting his head stomped in by Kevin Owens.
On the exact opposite side of those trucks.
Out tonight.
Yeah, the heel turn that, hey, there were no WWE cameras on that. Nothing. They relied purely on phone footage.
I don't think they did. I think they think definitely had a hand in it somehow, where they at least had one of their staff members do it.
Yes.
Just in case no one saw it. They definitely were like, "Hey, Bill, go sit over there, record it. If no one sees this, we'll use yours."
Here's my new conspiracy. Put your tinfoil hats on.
Talking about, Kevin.
Here's my new conspiracy. Put your tinfoil hats on. Make sure you have the chin straps. Pull them tight. I believe that at WWE events, they are placing social media staff to record certain things from fan footage to make it look like we're having specific reactions, which can then push the narrative from social media however they want it to go.
Actually,
and I think probably in the whole Kevin Owens Cody Rhodes situation, the reason why they didn't want any cameras on it is because probably a lot of the story is going to be, Kevin saying, well, Cody called me, X, Y, and Z. Kevin's probably going to say, well, Cody started it, and Cody's going to say, well, Kevin started it, and it's going to be a question of what did they say, all of that kind of thing. There's going to be, I can guarantee you, there's going to be people going, I'm reading the lips. This is what they said, right? Like, there's going to be that. Like, that's what they want out of this. Personally,
2 questions and a statement, though. One, because we just glossed over, and I still don't know. When was the last time we saw Jimmy Uso? Like, when did he disappear to return?
Mania.
It was Mania? That's the last time we saw him?
Mania. Yeah, he got speared through a table by Jey Uso.
If you're being technical, it was the SmackDown afterwards in Detroit where Tama Tonga debuted, and he beat the shit out of him, and then he left.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
2, what last pay-per-view, Kevin and Cody fought, and Cody went over, right?
Yeah.
Germany.
Okay, and and then there's been Rise. Okay, so I don't know anything about the feud. I was just like, oh my god, Kevin's going to turn heel. He didn't.
So right now, Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, as far as we know, Kevin Owens beat up Cody Rhodes in a parking lot at Bad Blood. Triple H put out a tweet saying that he was aware of a situation and they were going to be investigating it and handling it internally. So they're obviously going for they're trying to make this like a shoot. Which I think it's fucking funny that they're even trying to do it this way. I sure, why not? It's risky, but I hope they do more stuff like this because it's kind of cool and it makes you question. It'll make you think later down the line, like if there's ever issues backstage, maybe it's a work. But there was a little bit of fight here. Their history, obviously. Kevin Owens, they had their match in Deutschland. Kevin Owens is also, has quite the history with the bloodline, so he's just unhappy with anybody that trusts the bloodline. That's kind of been the whole story here, is Kevin Owens being like, I can't believe you're teaming up with Roman Reigns. What the fuck? Like, he tried to, hey, truth be told, Kevin Owens has every right to hate Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns, didn't he try to hit him with a golf cart?
No, he did hit him with a golf cart.
Oh, he did? Right.
Successfully.
I think it's justified. But Kevin Owens getting a little heel turn finally. Also, going back to The Rock's return, a shout out to Zach Man, winner of the first ever 3 Count Out T-shirt giveaway over on Twitter.
Zach.
Hey, listen. With these giveaways, we may talk about them, we may not. So you got to go over to Twitter at 3 Count Out Pod on Twitter. Give us a follow. Because we may, that's the only way you're going to know for sure. Is I decided that on the fly. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a little giveaway if Rock returns. We'll give a T-shirt away. So shout out Zach, check your DMs. I reached out to you.
You slid in his DMs, King.
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. I slid right on in there. I got my $1,000 or 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Oh no!
Oh, did he? No.
But hey, another thing. Not only was this a weird tag team match. Another two important points on entrances, real quick. First important point: the University of Arkansas marching band needs to learn when to stop fucking playing, because they played Cody Rhodes' theme song to the ring, and WWE at one point started playing the actual song because the University of Arkansas marching band they were all right. They were trying.
They're trying.
Yeah, they were trying, but it's a pay-per-view, so WWE started playing the actual music. They had to play the cue twice because the University of Arkansas band wasn't playing. So people on Twitter were like, did Cody say wrestling has more than one royal family twice because he's teaming with Roman Reigns? No, it's because they had to hit the play button twice because they were trying to get the band to shut the fuck up. The band played throughout the entire song. The band kept playing. They were offbeat. They didn't match up with the cue. So it's just, The entire time you're listening to it, you're hearing like Cody Rhodes' entrance, and then you're hearing his entrance like 10 seconds later again, and it was really weird. It was horrible. Really bad entrance. But then also another important entrance point, Roman Reigns. This was Roman Reigns' first entrance in a WWE match since losing the title at Mania.
Yeah, it felt good.
Dude, Roman Reigns walking down, making his entrance, no title, stopping and looking over the right to his shoulder. No Paul Heyman. He's on his own. He looked fucking naked. Like that Roman Reigns entrance.
That wouldn't be the worst thing.
Roman Reigns in that entrance looked like a WWE create a superstar. Like, because it's like Roman Reigns, but not Roman Reigns, because he doesn't have the title. Like, it just looked so weird. I understand that he's not always going to be attached to Paul Heyman. He's not always going to have the championship, but it just looked so weird. It was when when the Usos first lost their title, and people were like, "Oh, right, I forgot what they looked like without tag team titles over their shoulders." It's like, it's the same thing, man. Like, I forgot what Roman Reigns looked like just as like a wrestler.
Another wrestler.
Well, not another wrestler. No, he was the main character of that entire match. But
yeah, by far.
Oh, yeah.
But to that point, like, he has gotten, thank God they did the heel switch for him, because he's gotten so good with using facial expressions that, like, when he looked over his shoulder, he looked sad. When he was doing stuff with Cody, like, just little facial expressions, you could tell exactly what he was saying, what he was doing.
He's an actor.
I will say, I always liked him as a wrestler. I always hated the fact that he just held the title for 10 years and no one else could win it. It's the only thing that bugged me. Never didn't mind him as a wrestler. Great, definitely has gotten better. Tribal Chief thing is amazing. It's just never, ever, ever was a fan of. Why watch the pay-per-view? Obviously, he's not. LA Knight's not going to win a random bad blood match in 2022. Like, it just wasn't fun to watch, and that's the only thing I honestly hated about it.
Where was LA Knight? What was it, LA Knight?
At home.
I just realized that, actually.
He wasn't even in the press box. He wasn't even. They didn't show him at all.
He wasn't even there.
No, he was snapping Slim Jims.
Oh man!
Oh right, he was on. He had a commercial.
Why the fuck do you have a match in Atlanta without an AJ Styles?
That too.
Really?
I don't know.
Well, hey, you know why they didn't have a match with AJ Styles? Because he is actually injured. AJ Styles was supposed to have.
He did get a boo boo.
Yeah, he was. So AJ Styles, when he came back, it was planned that during his match he was going to like go over the top rope and like really throw himself over the top rope, and he was going to land and try to work like he had a knee injury. So he was supposed to pretend that he had a knee injury. That was until he decided to jump off the top rope and actually sprain his knee.
He's such a good wrestler. He said, "Fuck it, I'm doing it for real."
So AJ, I mean, I think he's only out for like a week or something like that. Like it's really like a minor thing. But he was actually injured in the match where he was supposed to pretend to get injured, and this was after the spot. Luckily, after the spot where he pretended to get injured, so that way the ref actually knew that he was like actually hurt, because it was like, all right, they already did the thing. So, I think that kind of worked out for them. But AJ Styles is going to be taking a little bit of a break. Obviously getting a really big push, though, when he comes back to SmackDown. Well-deserved, I think, as well.
He's old.
Always well-deserved.
It happens.
He is old, right? Yeah,
I know.
He's old. He's gotta get out of there. You gotta give him his right way out while you still can. And, hey,
I want to see AJ go against Gunther.
That could be a very good matchup. But I was about to say, like, now with the title being on Cody, Kev, you said last, you were saying that like it wasn't fun when it was on Roman Reigns, because why would LA Knight win a random match? AJ Styles could beat Cody.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
I'd give my boy one more title run, just one more. He deserves it, damn it.
As far as my thoughts go, like main event and all that, it just feels good knowing that I was right, although that's not saying much, how everything just sort of seemed like a non-factor to just build up for what was going to happen in the future. I still don't really understand WWE's really hardcore fascination with marching bands. I'll never get that, especially when they're in the areas that they're in. That's a conversation for another day, though. I wanted to watch this and not watch the college football slate, but of course work had other plans. But from the sound of it, I don't think I missed much outside of Punk and McIntyre.
Yeah, I'd say honestly, go back and watch. I mean, you can watch the whole thing, but if you got 45 minutes to spare, definitely watch that one.
Yeah, if you're gonna watch anything, Punk and McIntyre. And I legitimately, I think that will hold up as match of the year. I know there's only 2 months left in the year, and partly that's why I think it's gonna hold up. But it's a really, really, really good match. You could have done this shit in January, and it still would have been considered match of the year.
Match of the year. The Buccaneers and Falcons had a blowout.
There's a fucking segue. Holy
nice
shit.
segue. Since we're on the topic of things I can actually talk about and I've watched, that was probably the best Thursday night football game that has happened and more than likely will happen for the rest of the year as Tampa Bay traveled to hot Atlanta. A busy weekend for Atlanta as the Bucs fall 30-36. The stat line for this, old Kirko Cousins slinging it 42 for 58 for 509 yards.
Jeez.
4 TDs and 1 interception.
But hey, he was the problem in Minnesota.
If you had any Atlanta fantasy player on your team, you essentially had a guaranteed win this week because
you had Mooney, and he got 33 points.
Jeez.
A guy that normally averages 12.
6, yeah. 12's being generous.
My fantasy team this week was solely carried by Lamar Jackson.
That's talk about another fucking shootout. Turning the attention.
Pulling me through my bye week. Yeah, we can talk about that.
Right. If we're gonna already talk about that fucking game, okay?
I just said we could talk about it later, but okay.
Let's just jump into it. Baltimore knocks off Cincy in overtime, 41-38.
I'm sitting here in the goddamn UP. It goes to fucking overtime. And what do? As the ball gets turned over and it's Cincinnati's ball, nah, fuck it. Let's cut away and start the Packers game. You dumb motherfuckers. Are you serious? We are in overtime. This game has been a barn burner. That game was going back and forth. It was a purely offensive game.
That was a fun watch.
The end of the game were the first 2 turnovers of the day for both teams. And then we just say, fuck it. So I had to go on a really, really good, trustworthy site that's super legal and watch the end of the fucking game because they decided, no, the Packers are more important. God, I hope the Packers all get hit they get Darby Allin.
That was another great game because honestly, I always love close games. I love when games are high scoring, going to overtime, and usually it's the team that flips the coin that wins. But in this case, they were stopped, and then the Bengals had an obvious win, and then they were throw that new kid in there, and then you drop the ball. Literally drop the ball.
Yeah, that was a rookie free agent.
Yeah.
Let's rely on him. He'll do great. Oh.
The Bengals kept it a very, very competitive game. Joe Burrow, 30 for 39, 392 yards.
Live interruption because I know you'll all really care about this. Sexy Red is on Raw. Ooh.
Anyways, Joe Burrow threw 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, Joe Burrow did incredible.
Yeah, let's talk about what we really want to talk about. Joe Burrow throwing 5 touchdowns.
I am the wrong demographic for these fucking these new up and coming artists coming over.
I don't care. Let's keep talking about football here. Let's stay on topic.
Let's continue over to the games that we did pick. Speaking of the pick'ems real quick, very, 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 very good week for the pick'ems for everybody whose name does not start with a K. I went 5-1. Mike and Eric, you guys tied at 4-2, and Kevin, unfortunately, bud, you ended up going 2-4. One of the games we did pick was the apparently indomitable Minnesota Vikings taking on old man Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets, where really my biggest takeaway from this is that I am so happy now that Minnesota can bleed. They're not this untouchable god tier team. Like, clearly, oh my god, they're 5-0 because they're destroying everybody. The stat line from their starting quarterback who won them this game, Sam Darnold, 14 for 31, 179 yards with an interception, no touchdowns.
Yeah, although if you go online, it's not that. It's, oh my god, no one can beat us. We're unstoppable. We're the Vikings. We're in Minnesota.
They keep on winning. They find a way. No matter what they do, they're like, you know what? We're just going to keep winning.
And if they're 5-0, do you think they're going to the Super Bowl?
Do I think they're going to the Super Bowl? Absolutely not, because I told Kevin in the past, Minnesota has started 5-0 in the past, and Kevin, I told you the incorrect year. It was not 2019, it was 2016. Minnesota started 5-0. I think, where did I send you that screenshot?
They've done it like 3 or 4 times, and they failed to reach the playoffs every time.
I think it's in the. Hold on, vamp for a second. I have stats.
This is ground that they've been in before. Then they fucked it up before. There's still plenty of time left, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, so I gave Aaron Jones his flowers before. He also, when he was in Green Bay, he had a tendency to either start off the season super hot and then kind of give up, or the vice versa. So as of right now, it seems like, Aaron Jones came out just running down everybody. He was, getting 100-yard games, and then he slowly will start to fizzle out, and they'll start trying to rely on Sam Darnold more, who I don't know if he can handle the pressure of actually going to the playoffs, because he hasn't had to do it before.
Yeah, I think he's already starting to. I think with the amounting wins, the pressure is already mounting to. Well, now we got to go to 6-0. Well, now we got to try to get to 7-0. And the cracks are already forming. I know they're 5-0. That feels weird to say, but I do feel like they squeaked by Green Bay. Let's just be honest. They beat up a 46-year-old man, so that's, I don't count the Jets. So while Danny's looking, we'll go back to that. I'll just give a quick rundown. So the Chicago Bears did in fact beat the Panthers, but no one saw that coming.
Hold on. That's all right. I was muted. I'm back. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to cut you off, but I realized my fucking you couldn't hear me. Since 1990, the Vikings have gone 5-0, including this year. They have gone 5-0 4 times.
Yeah.
Every single. Sorry, not 4 times, 3 times. The 2 times before this year, they've gone 5-0. They have missed the playoffs both years.
Yeah, they went 9-8, 8-8, something like that.
In 2003, they started 5-0 and finished 9-7. So that means after week 5, they went 4-7 the rest of the way. And in 2016, they started 5-0, ended up finishing 8-8. So 3-8 to finish out the rest of your season. So they have been known to start off very strong and collapse the rest of the way. And thankfully for them, they got a bye week this upcoming week. But after that, they welcome your Detroit Lions into Minnesota to see if they can go 6-0, which I am pretty confident in saying I don't think is going to happen.
So it does worry me that they have a bye week before.
Yeah, and
they could rest, but that also means they could come out soft.
I don't think
that's true.
I don't think the Lions stop Justin Jefferson. Like, I think if Sam Darnold can get the ball in the air, Justin Jefferson is catching it. I don't think any of our cornerbacks are talented enough to stop it.
I will say this: Arnold, our cornerback, he's going to get like 20 penalties called on him. He's going to hold Jefferson the whole game.
Yeah. That being said, if they knock the shit out of Sam Arnold once or twice,
honestly, God, let Hutchinson just go to work, nail him once, we're good.
Hey, can we get Crosby before this game? That'd be great.
That would be awesome.
We're not going to talk about Chicago, Carolina, because they don't deserve our attention. Oh boy, that's Caleb Williams had a good game. Yeah, he was beating up on the Carolina Panthers. That's really
not fair. When
it's not saying much.
A
very, 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 very good game that happened. Another one that we picked was the Buffalo Bills going on up against the Houston Texans. And really, I'd say the best of the early slot as the Texans end up pulling it out 23-20, dropping the Bills to 3-2 on a 2-game losing streak, and the Texans improved to 4-1 in a strong first place in the AFC South.
Texans are playing good.
They've won in such a weird way because they have one of, I think, the best wide receiver cores in the NFL right now. And he threw for... CJ Stroud, I think, threw for only one touchdown there.
Indeed, he did. 1 TD, 1 interception. The stat line that's
300 yards.
The stat line that's more concerning, in my opinion, though, is happening on the other side of the field with Mr. Josh Allen. He threw the ball 30 times. Let's make a quick game. How many passes did he complete out of 30 attempts?
11.
10.
He went 9 for 30 for 131 yards.
Well,
nice. That's not good. Keon Coleman.
Josh.
Yeah, okay. You cover him, then who?
Yeah, well, Keon Coleman did only have one grab for 50 yards and a touchdown, so
yeah,
they shut him down most of the game.
Solid.
They don't have a running back. They don't have wide receivers. So
Buffalo, unfortunately, is probably going to make the playoffs still just because of the division that they're in with the New England Shitters, the Tua-less Dolphins, and Old Man Rodgers in New York. Buffalo is unfortunately going to have a cakewalk to the playoffs, where
Buffalo's
I feel pretty
best division.
Pretty confident in saying that they're going to get first rounded this year. I don't think they have the legs to make a playoff run whatsoever.
God, no.
No.
Oh my God, they're in the little boys league. That's so funny.
Okay, don't word it like that.
Hold on a minute.
You got the geriatric dolphin man. You got God.
No, Tua's not geriatric. Aaron Rodgers is geriatric.
He's a Jet. Did you say he was
Tua's
a Jet?
concussed.
Yeah.
Tua's just concussed.
You said the old man dolphin or whatever.
To the geriatric dolphin.
He rubs the dolphin pheromones before he plays.
And also the dolphins are there as well.
That's right, yeah. That's right. He drinks allegedly, maybe. Nothing behind this. He drinks dolphin sperm.
Getting away from all that weird shit. It has to do with this game, but boy, oh boy, yesterday was a very, very weird day for football because the football morning started at 9 a.m. with a London game.
Mm-hmm. Right and early.
It did not end until 1 a.m. last night because this Sunday night football matchup between Dallas and Pittsburgh got delayed because of everything going on with the hurricane right now, obviously, where Dallas ended up getting a last-minute touchdown with seconds left on the board to prevail 22-17 over the Steelers, and both of these teams right now are 3-2. Pittsburgh is the one that concerns me a little bit here because Justin Fields went 15 for 27, 131 yards for 2 touchdowns. On paper, that's an okay stat. That's okay to good for a stat line. Realistically, you want it's like verging good. If he didn't have 2 touchdowns, it would be a really bad stat line, actually.
Yeah. He needs to get those yards up.
Najee Harris, 14 carries for 42 yards. So the Pittsburgh offense was kind of shown to be a little bit anemic like everybody thought it was going to be. And it's not that Dallas was any better either because Dak went 29 for 42 for 352 yards, 2 TDs, but also 2 interceptions as well.
Nice.
It was wet, it was rainy, but that's still a bunch of mistakes that Dak continues to make.
That's also the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
Yep.
Schittsburg does bad. The Cowboys do bad. I am happy.
Yeah, if we're going to talk about quarterbacks that quit and are bad.
Yeah.
God. The Browns.
Can we talk about Deshaun Watson and the Browns?
Yeah, what the hell's happening there?
4th down play, going for it right near the end zone, close enough to where they could. I don't remember if it was 4th and goal or like 4th and 1 or something. They go to call the play, and he just fucking walks off the field. He's like, no, I'm good, actually.
Pats
his coach on the shoulder and then goes and sits down.
Nah, yeah, we're done, bud.
So Cleveland, are they? Who's their backup? Who's stepping in?
Famous Jameis, baby. Jameis Winston, the most hilarious quarterback in all of the fucking NFL.
All right, well.
If I am the Browns, I take all of the penalty and I get Deshaun as far away from my fucking team as possible. That dude is a cancer to football.
Yeah.
Didn't they not want him?
No. They wanted him to $250 million, 100% guaranteed.
And that was 3 years ago? 2 years ago, because he was injured and he sat out all last year just sitting there in his stupid fucking clothes. Didn't even sit on the sidelines. Sat in the fucking stands like an asshole. Because he doesn't care about being a part of this team.
Yeah, like what is he hoping to get out of this? Because like if you want to get
$50 million,
if you want to get traded, no one's gonna want to get. I don't want you on my team. I'm not trading anybody for you. You walked off in the middle of the game. Like,
yeah, no, he's getting to that Antonio Brown level, and I mean, you saw it when the season started, and he was getting hit. Like he was already being a bitch about it, and then that happened. And it's like, just get him off your team, cut him. Kick him off. Just have Jameson limp your team along.
Whoa. All right, and we're back. Hey, guys, we had some technical difficulties. I don't know if I'm going to leave that in or not. It might be kind of funny. But what was I saying? Something about Deshaun Watson?
I think we got DDoS by the Browns.
Yeah,
they heard me talking shit about Deshaun Watson.
You heard us talking about... No, I Listen, bottom line, I don't care if it's Deshaun Watson or Jameis Winston, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't give a fuck. Because next week, quote me on this. We can come back to this. We're going to slaughter them. Because the Eagles...
you're going to win by about 57.
Not only are we going to win by 57, listen, we're coming off a bye week. Not only are we coming off a bye week, we are officially 100% as a team. That's right.
Shouldn't have said that
as of October 13th, nobody is on the injury reserve list for the Eagles.
I knocked on wood for you.
We're getting A.J. Brown back. We're getting Devontae Smith back. We're getting Lane Johnson back. It's going to be all good. Realistically, I hope the Eagles like take this bye week as an actual opportunity to like learn. I think they've had it at a great time in the season. So I hope that they kind of take it, turn that momentum around. If you get everybody on the same page, it's a Super Bowl team. If they can't get on the same page, it's a playoff team at best.
I'll cook something up at the end of the episode. We'll do it. We'll intertwine a little gambling into this on FanDuel. Unfortunately, I tried to wager my mortgage on the bet, like I said I was going to do last week.
Yeah, I don't know if that hit.
FanDuel called me and said, "Hey, bud, not allowed on mobile." So,
okay. On mobile. Darn. Okay, so you just go on your laptop. Yeah.
I'll do something a little more responsible then and not do egregious amounts and something that I can afford to lose.
No, just go on your laptop and still put the mortgage on the line. Yeah. Put the house up.
That was really the NFL slate. I don't think there was much of anything else to report there. I'm having a little bit of technical issues myself. We got a much better slate the week ahead, even more teams on bye weeks now. In college football, on the other hand, we'll kind of blow through this.
Hell?
I know we're getting long. I know we said before it started. I know I said this on paper. It looked like a very boring weekend and era. I believe you're the one that quoted like, "Watch. This is going to be one of the most like entertaining college football weekends of all time."
Yep, this is when college football gets good.
I believe that I could be mistaken here. I'm not a fact checker. Someone could check my facts. This is the most top 25 teams that have lost and have been upset in a single weekend in the history of college football. Yeah, in the top 10. Like, let me count. That's one. Oh, I'm using Google for my search results, and I know Minnesota beat USC, so that's 2. Louisville lost, that's 3. Missouri lost. Alabama lost, so that's 4. Tennessee lost, that's 5. Michigan lost, that's 6. Miami was about to lose. I think there was one
Miami
more.
Definitely got away with some bullshit.
Miami should have lost that game.
Yeah, by all means.
That's big time. Good gravy.
Realistically, I understand, Michigan losing. I'm very upset about that. Whatever, what have you. It doesn't matter. I kind of figured Michigan was going to lose regardless.
Do you think the coach is trying to lose his job, or do you think he just doesn't know how to coach?
I think he's been left with all of Harbaugh's fucking rejects that weren't playing in the games for a reason. He's like, fuck, I got to get my own guys in here that I want to show them how to play football and take Dave Portnoy up on that offer to drop $4 million in the transfer portal to buy a goddamn quarterback.
But then, why wouldn't you play Donovan Edwards as your starter?
I think maybe now, if I'm Donovan Edwards, to be honest with you, I don't know if I want to play because I've been proven enough that I could make it to the NFL. I didn't say starter. Hopefully. I just said could make it.
You get to the NFL, you show yourself there.
He'll get Blake Corum, even though Blake Corum was one of the best running backs in college for a long time. They were like, no, you're just going to do special teams now.
I don't know, because it feels like the quarterback's not playing good, the offensive line's not playing good. A couple spots on the defense aren't playing good. The special teams really are suspect at best. It just sort of feels really odd and discombobulated. And to be honest, I wish they unranked Michigan. I don't think Michigan is a top 25 team in the country at all. So we'll see where that goes. I'm going to lose interest in them now. Champion hangover, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. I know I'm going to go home and cry into my national champion t-shirt. I'm very well aware of that. The one group of people who have been crying a lot more than I have over the course of this past weekend, fucking number 1 ranked Alabama.
Yeah, what the hell?
Traveling to Vanderbilt and getting absolutely dogged 40-35. Unranked Vanderbilt
dunked
that
and Vanderbilt was so excited that they took the goalpost down and carried them through the street
and threw it in the river. That's where it belongs. Damn it!
The championship. My God.
I was hearing some facts because I follow some college football content creators. I think Vanderbilt hasn't beaten a ranked team in 20 some odd years, and let alone they haven't beaten a number 1 ranked team ever. They haven't beaten a top 5 ranked team in like 60 years. So this was huge for them. They also haven't beaten Alabama, I believe, since I was born.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
haven't beaten Alabama since the 90s. So this very, 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 very monumental. To give it to compare it to something for wrestling fans who really don't know the magnitude of this, imagine Undertaker losing his undefeated streak at WrestleMania to fucking Pee Wee Herman or something.
Hornswoggle.
I don't fucking Hornswoggle. Exact. Any of those make sense. Like, this is a monumental thing that just happened. I mean, for fuck's sake, they vandalized their own stadium and hucked it in a river. You don't do that for normal football games.
You do that. You do that when you beat Alabama. You also do that at Penn State games in 2017. And also, if you're Penn State, you show probably one of the most versatile O-lines of the weekend. And that's not me trying to brag. That is me saying that as number 71, left guard Vega Ione, and then clocking in O-lineman 6'4", 348. Put him on that jet sweep, dude. Let him run into a motherfucker. It was absolutely a clinic by Penn State's defense and a clinic by Penn State's offense. At UCLA, they didn't get their first touchdown until the fourth quarter. Third down, 20 seconds left in the game. They got their first touchdown.
Held their starting running back for 9 carries for 38 yards. Starting quarterback, 22 for 30 for 167, and that one touchdown that came in the fourth quarter. So the Penn State defense absolutely smothering them.
Yeah,
smothering them.
In Penn State offense, you have Nicholas Singleton and Katron Allen sitting at a combined 174 yards per game as a running back duo. So you can guarantee that is going to keep going for Penn State. I don't know if Penn State's going to be... I don't know if Penn State's ever going to kind of get into that number 1, number 2 spot. I think Penn State is easily a top 10 team this year. And, you know, I'm going to say it because I did it in Road to Glory. I want Penn State to get a fucking natty this year. Like, I think, I fully believe, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I fully believe we can win a natty this year.
Well, it's funny you say that. Penn State, I believe, was ranked number 9 at the beginning of the UCLA game. With all the losses that happened, and Penn State apparently being one of the lucky few to not lose, Penn State shoots up to the number 4 rank. So they are now a top 5 team in all of the country as they are traveling to USC to play a floundering Lincoln Riley. Yeah. If they lost to Michigan, I'm fairly certain Penn State can handle their business.
I don't... Listen. This is where I'm going to say, this is why I don't think Penn State's a number 1 or a number 2 team. Because UCLA, the important part here is that USC is at home. Penn State, not so much this season, well, obviously not this season, they're 5-0, but historically, Penn State has not done well on the road. And USC is a little bit more strung together than UCLA. So, you know, I think last week was a really good week to kind of reset, get some momentum going into USC. Hopefully we can come out of it. I'm definitely, I'm going to pick that we are, but listen, it could be there. This could be the one. But hey, even that, you can win a natty with 1 loss. You know, you can get there.
The way this season's going, yeah, you can.
I'm not...
plenty of football left.
I'm not trying to inflate your ego, but looking at your schedule...
you can inflate me any day of the week. Wait, what?
You are on the road for the next 2 games. You have a bye week after USC. Outside of those next 2 games, after that, you have Ohio State coming to you.
Yeah, that's going to be a bloodbath. Yep.
After that, it's a fucking cakewalk. Like, the last 4 games of your season are pretty much 4 wins, guaranteed.
Ohio State versus Penn State at Happy Valley. I mean, I don't know what it's going to look like in a couple of weeks, but that's going to be... Man, oh boy.
Seeing your schedule, at absolute worst, I see you as a 10-2 record. At worst, dropping maybe to USC next week and the Ohio State game. If you beat USC, maybe like a trap game for any one of the remaining 5.
Yeah, I think USC for sure. And then just because I'm looking at the schedule right now, and just because I see them 1-4, Purdue is going to get an underdog win. I think that's going to be number 2.
The little trap game, because you are going to Purdue.
Little trap one at the end, you know, give them, you know, why not? You know,
you can, if you go perfect the rest of the way, you are in the Big Ten championship 100%. But if you drop to Ohio State, I don't think you make the Big Ten championship. However, I do think at this point, Penn State is a lock for the college football playoffs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
since it expanded to the 12-team format, I think Penn State is pretty much a damn guarantee at this point. And now, really, you guys should be fighting for a first-round bye and home field advantage the rest of the way. So if you do go get that perfect, you will be in the top 4 to get that bye, and that could be big.
And if we can get that home field advantage, Penn State also wasn't helping out UCLA. That it was a stripe out this week in Happy Valley. The Penn State Beaver Stadium. The crowd is part of it there. That's the whole shtick. Go on College Football 25. Go look at your stadium polls. That'll tell you what you need to know about playing at Penn State. That's the atmosphere. If we can get that atmosphere at home for college football playoffs, woo! I'm going to be happy.
With this big chunky boy getting even chunkier, really, we kind of touched on all of the games that were upsets. Wisconsin, for our picks, Wisconsin, to the surprise of nobody, knocked off Purdue. Nebraska ended up beating Rutgers. Florida pulled off the win against UCF to give us the records for our picks of what we have. But boy, oh boy, this weekend for college football, this one should be legendary. This one should be legendary.
OSU versus Oregon, right?
Oh yeah.
That game is going to be insane.
I have 3 I want to pick, and they're all both ranked versus ranked. And we'll start at the top. In the middle slot, we have the Red River rivalry. Number 1 Texas Longhorns not traveling at the Red River Rivalry Stadium. They don't play. I think they play at the Texas State Fair or some shit like that, as they go up against number 18th ranked Oklahoma. This one is arguably the rivalry game for the week, because you can just never know when it comes to Oklahoma and Texas. It's the same thing as Michigan, Ohio State. It's the same thing as Alabama, Auburn. It's the same thing as Army, Navy. You just don't know. And with rivalry games, throw the record books out the fucking window. It's basically unranked Texas, unranked Oklahoma. However, with that being said, I do kind of like Texas here a lot more than Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you can look at Texas and not just jump behind them. I mean, you're right. It's a rivalry game. It can really go either way, but I mean,
that
look at Texas.
Team is
look at Texas.
Fucking intense right now.
Yeah. You think they want to lose any game, let alone a fucking rivalry game? No, they are. No, they're. It's going to be insane. It's going to go back and forth. We're going to, edge of your seat the entire time, but there's no way in hell Texas is going to take a loss.
Hopefully that's the way it is.
I know.
It's going to be another one of those 40-7.
Oh, and Texas right now for the bettors, they are favored by 14.5 points. So with that being said, I will give Kevin's pick, Oklahoma. There you go, bud. So what happens when you're not here for the picks? The next game, another top 15 matchup, sees Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss traveling down to the Bayou now. They're going on down to the Bayou. 9th ranked Ole Miss going to see the 13th ranked LSU Tigers in the one of 2 primetime matchups you need to be watching this week. Let me take a quick look at my paperwork here. Hold up, I have it all in front of me. Right now, it is a lot closer than Texas, Oklahoma. I'll tell you that for free. Ole Miss is 3.5 point favorites going into LSU. Ole Miss had a pretty rough loss this week. I think this is a good bounce back game for them. I think LSU is going to be coming in kind of flat. They haven't really had a test since USC at the beginning of the season. Well, no, sorry. They had a test with South Carolina. That game was really good. I remember that one. But South Carolina gave them a lot of noise as an unranked team. As we're now finding out, USC really isn't that good. but Ole Miss is coming in kind of flat, kind of shaky. Who knows? I'm going to lean with Vegas here, and I'm going to go ahead and pick Ole Miss here.
Yeah, I like Ole Miss. Give me Ole Miss for the pure reason that Jackson Dart is already setting above 2,000 total yards for the season. Absolute fucking dog. 2,100. There's the number. Absolute fucking dog. 13 touchdowns. 127 for 173. 2 interceptions. Absolute barn burner of a season for Dart.
Mike?
Listen, I don't want to keep on picking the same things as you guys because I was gonna listen. All I know is that every time I fucking turn on or open my ESPN app, Ole Miss has won another damn game. So I gotta assume Ole Miss is somehow gonna win this match. Maybe if I just don't watch it, and I just happen to look at their score on ESPN again. I don't know, but they always seem to win. So I say Ole Miss.
I'll take LSU, guys. Go Tigers! Thanks, Kev.
Oh no, he thought it was the Detroit Tigers. That's why he picked.
oh, sorry. They did win today. In the last game, the game of the week, it is a top 3 matchup. As the number 2 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes go on the road, go halfway across the fucking country to take on the number 3 ranked Oregon Ducks, in which should be a slobber knocker of a matchup.
5-0 versus 5-0.
Oh yeah. Oregon. Both of these teams, have made me and Mike very happy. They've both gotten done beating up on Michigan State, which I really much enjoy. Ohio State here is 3.5-point favorites, so that means Oregon is the underdog at home. However, it's because Oregon has opened kind of shaky and have not really they haven't really been beating teams handedly. However, this is going to be Ohio State's first real test, and I feel like they're going to get punched in the fucking mouth. I love it when Ohio State loses, America wins. Give me Oregon.
You know, you look at this game, you see a Big Ten game, Big Ten football, very physical. That's exactly where this is going to come down to. Big Ten football has always been about the running back and about how you can move the ball on the ground. That being said, both running backs pretty good, but Jordan James is sitting 552 yards for the season already. So he's been running up and down the field, and, listen, you put some numbers behind it, but we can also chalk it down to I'm from Penn State. I can't like Ohio to win anything. I know that Oregon has started off kind of weak in their games, and that's why Vegas is giving them, that lower chance. I don't buy it, man. I think you're 5-0, right? It's 5-0 versus 5-0. It's going to go either way. I like Oregon. I think they're a little bit more physical when it comes to running the ball this year than Ohio, so give me Oregon.
Damn, Mike.
Well, I think we can't stay all the same stuff forever. And man, this hurts extra being a fucking Michigan fan. Give me Ohio State.
Ooh.
How can you fucking live with yourself?
We could have given that to Kev. He's not here.
No,
he got it too. He got it too.
Kev also gets Ohio. Oh, he gets Ohio.
Listen, I don't want to tie with you guys the whole way. So
hey, yeah, strategy.
It might as well be I lose with Ohio State.
Well, thankfully, here's where we're going to separate a little bit because the NFL, again, is another fucking wild-ass slate. It's been unpredictable. Pretty much ever since week 1, it has been unpredictable since then. And we are coming into another crazy week. We're going to avoid the Eagles. We're going to avoid the Lions because we're going to talk about them regardless. However, this Thursday night matchup is titillating my senses. I'm very excited for this one as the Niners are traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks in what should be another classic in Thursday Night Football here. Let me check up my... I have the books in front of me. I have the books. I have everything that I need. Hold on one second. The Niners are 3.5-point favorites at Seattle, so Seattle's another underdog at home. If they didn't just lose to Tony Danza and the Giants, I would pick Seattle here because of how much they gave Detroit problems. But also San Francisco did just lose to Arizona as well. You know what? I want the upset. Give me Seattle.
Man, this is a hard one.
Right?
It is.
It really could go either way.
Right?
I don't know why, but I feel like the Seahawks just aren't all there. I feel like their organization just isn't put together fully. I feel like the 49ers, they're a unit. And they're, they obviously have something to prove. You have Brock Purdy, and he's obviously trying to show that he can. Yeah, he's trying to show that he's not afraid to be an NFL quarterback.
Oh yeah,
he's going for it. I don't think he's gonna slow down anytime soon. Give me the Niners.
I decided to not play Brandon Ayuk this week, and of course, he fucking popped off for 7 receptions for 117 fucking yards. So now that Brock Purdy has somebody to fucking throw to again, yay for him, boo for me, because I didn't play him like a jackass. And Jordan Mason is still out there trying to prove himself every day, saying, "You, Christian McCaffrey, who? You don't need him, you have me." I think San Francisco takes this.
Oh boy, the two very strong people against Seattle are going to be the ones who end up with Seattle as their pick. Turning our attention to another game, which should be, if we were looking at this game in the week 1 of the season, this one looks like it would be a very one-sided battle. However, now with where we are at in the season, this one is probably going to be another very entertaining game, as the Washington Commies and the Jaden Daniels, who is currently at this moment on fire, literally one of the hottest quarterbacks in the NFL right now, looking like the best rookie out of this draft class. The Washington Commies are traveling to Baltimore to take on the unstoppable Ravens. Vegas has this to where Ravens are favored by 6.5 at home. I think Ravens being at home is going to play a big advantage here. However, I do think the Ravens end up winning this. I don't think they're going to win it by a touchdown. I think this game is going to be a lot closer. I see another last-second field goal because the Commies have been giving everybody trouble throughout the whole course of the season. They whooped the fucking Bengals, the same Bengals team that just took the Ravens to overtime. So I think this game is going to be very close. I will not be surprised if Washington wins. However, I'm going to pick Baltimore here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Lamar Jackson, he solo carried my fantasy team this week. Shout out Lamar for getting me through the Eagles and Detroit bye week. Dropping a solid 33 points in fantasy football. Just a casual, just, sprinkling in there. So you got, a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, but then you also have a running back like Derrick Henry. And I think that right there is enough to just keep the Ravens scoring on every opportunity that they get. That being said, you're right. I think it is going to be a close game. And if you look at the Ravens' other games this season, they have been, for the most part, pretty close. They've been keeping them, kind of hand in hand. And the Ravens have had good games to watch. They've had close games to watch. Ultimately, Lamar Jackson's on a fucking roll. He's a different fucking kind of beast when he's winning. And he's keeping that momentum going, and he's going into Baltimore. How do you not win with the momentum that you have? So I feel pretty solid in saying Baltimore.
Damn, like it, Mike.
Oh, give me Baltimore. But I think Jaden Daniels puts on a hell of a show.
So that means Kevin gets the Commies. Good for you, bud.
There's the potential for a hell of an upset, though.
I wanted to pick it. I know I said I was going to pick another team here, but I kind of want to do it as a little joke. Maybe we'll prank them next week.
Prank them.
What if we do the last game as the Lions and the Cowboys and make it so Kevin's the only one that picks Dallas to win?
Sold. I mean, I would never pick Dallas to win anyway, except for the fact that I think I did last week. But
perfect. I like it. Detroit across the board except for FGK. How dare you not believe in the Lions? You
God damn it,
fucking you schmuck.
Well, hey,
you bat rastard.
If you believe in the Lions, then that means that you also probably would get along with us. So you should hit that follow. You should hit that subscribe. If you're on YouTube or Spotify, go ahead and leave a comment. Like I said, we're going to be doing some giveaways over on Twitter, and I may or may not tell you when they happen. So make sure you're following us over there on Twitter to stay up to date at 3 Counting Out Pod. We also have some more YouTube videos going. Well, actually, they're already out on the YouTube channel. We got Jackal reacting to some Michigan game and a Detroit Lions game. And I'm not going to lie, those videos are kind of doing pretty good. So I'm probably going to try to crank some out as well.
I'll do some more too.
Yeah, they're like the highest viewed video on the channel right now. It's pretty good. But definitely keep an eye out for everything coming out there. And, if you've enjoyed me, you can find me over at youtube.com/Era V1 Music or over at twitch.tv/Era V1.
If you liked me, just listen to this. Listen to our sweet voices talk about football and wrestling forever. And if you didn't,
for about 2 hours,
you can find me. Yeah, for about 2 hours. You can find me jumping down somebody's chimney and poofing dust on their face.
If you didn't enjoy the things I said, to be honest, I don't care. But if you did, you can find me in my kitchen making dinner because, good Lord, I'm hungry. I'm also at youtube.com/Jackal Joker.
All right, there we go. Now, I know we've been taking some. I know we've been taking some hits and stuff recently. Listen, look at that. Kev's happened to just randomly walk back in the room at this perfect time. Seems like a great opportunity. Welcome back. His mouth is taped shut. Yep.
What?
Yep. There we go. Yep. We'll edit something in post there if that didn't come through on the mic. I'm just gonna. Hey, Kev, come here. I just need you. Yeah, just stand right there. Yeah, stand right there. I picked this one up from Drew McIntyre. 3, 2, 1. Claymore, that's right. I got the pin. Somebody count it.
1, 2, 3.
All right, thank God. This is a 2-hour episode. I have to go edit. Bye.